Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest installment of Corner House Chronicles. Oh, and that is the sound of democracy. Ladies and gentlemen, we asked you to vote on whether John should get a fanny pack or Velcro shoes. And the vast majority of you said Velcro shoes. And guess what?
That was the sound of my Velcro shoes.
Oh, yeah. He's wearing them right now.
I'm wearing them, and they are cozy.
Cozy. They look pretty sharp, too. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. They're kind of shiny. They're brand new. We get a little wear on them and see what happens.
Got that new shoe smell.
Thank you, everybody that voted.
Oh, yeah. Love the participation.
Yep. I got my Velcro shoes. Solid $13 spend right there.
It's true. I mean, if you think about it, it could have been a different timeline if you got that fanny pack. Everything could have been different since that point when you bought those shoes. Could have been you bought that fanny pack and the timeline could have been askew.
I could have been a totally different person.
Yeah, right now.
Since 12 hours ago.
Could have been wearing a business suit today. Who knows?
With a fanny pack.
With a fanny pack. Just classing up the joint.
Yeah, I might have to take a shot at that. Thank you, everybody that voted, though. That's awesome.
Very cool.
We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
My new shoes appreciate it. They have a home.
Your feet appreciate it.
My feet appreciate it. Also, thank you for voting in the second poll with the Rick and Morty. I started watching that because of those of you said I should. And I'm proud to admit that I like it.
Yeah, you're a fan?
Yeah, I'm reporting back that I've watched good things in the 4 or 5 episodes I caught this week. It was pretty cool. I'm digging it.
It's just different enough.
I enjoy it.
You people are making wise choices, I see.
We enjoy the participation with the polls. That's why we started them.
Very true.
Our newest one is, do you believe in aliens?
Extraterrestrials.
Extraterrestrial intelligence. And so far, so good on that one. That'll be closing up tomorrow?
I believe so.
Tomorrow, I think. So,
and we will report on that on the episode 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes this one...
Lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13. I like it. Tell me why. Why is number 13 have that bad stigma to it?
Well, you got to go way back.
Way back.
The year 1307. October 13th, which was a Friday. I believe it was the King of France. Pretty much told all his people to round up all the Knights Templar.
That was like a secret society type deal.
Yes, those were the Crusaders for God, Christianity.
The Order of Chivalry.
Ooh.
Is what it says.
Excuse me. But supposedly they had a vast treasure in their possession through the years of pretty much having no rules and doing whatever they wanted, because they were sanctioned by the Vatican as well. So the France, I believe, at the time was about to go under financially. So the king didn't like how big the Templars' britches got, if you will, and wanted all that loot. So Friday the 13th of October in 1307, he ordered that all of them to be rounded up and I believe either executed or put on trial.
It says arrested, tortured, and tortured into giving false confessions, and then burned at the stake.
Yep, for purification.
And then they disbanded in 1312 under pressure from King Philip. So that, all these years later.
Yep, all the years later.
Friday the 13th has a...
Negative.
What's that word? Connotations?
Well,
it's got bad vibes.
Yeah, it's got...
We'll just go there.
Yeah.
And so we're changing that with lucky number 13.
Oh, this whole thing's going to switch all that around. Everyone's going to look forward to the 13th.
Especially on a Friday, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your life's going to change that day.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind.
We're glad to be back. Glad to have you all back.
Thank you to the listeners. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
It's exciting to know that all over the place you guys are listening to us.
It's kind of weird being on this end of the microphone. I mean, right now, it's just me and John.
Yeah.
Just having a conversation, talking about fun things, interesting stuff we find. And then a lot of you around the globe, sorry, flat earthers, are paying attention and giving us a listen. We appreciate that so much.
Yes.
It makes us want to do the show better, entertain you all more.
It makes me want to do the show more than once a week.
This is true.
It does. I'm looking at how I can fit another day into my schedule. Put something out. Talk about flat Earth for an hour. Or we could dip into politics for an hour. That's always a fun subject, right?
There's a lot going on with that.
Especially in the state of Kansas.
Indeed there is.
We have an update.
We do.
Breaking news.
So last episode, we informed you all about the 6 teenagers who are running for governor because Kansas has no restrictions on who can run.
Zero.
So much so that a gentleman tried to register his dog, Angus, but unfortunately, the Kansas Secretary of State's office put a kibosh on that.
They said no go, huh?
They said no go, that he would not be able to fulfill the responsibilities to govern the state. Now, you can argue, because there are currently cities around the United States that have either a cat or a dog as their mayor.
Yeah.
I mean, they're small little cities, but
200 people or something.
yeah.
More of a community.
They all voted for a cat to be mayor multiple times.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah, a guy tried to register his dog. And he said if his dog did win by the off chance, he would declare the lieutenant governor and Secretary of State the dog's siblings, Babe and Max.
Do you think that they put, like, do you think they would have noticed had there wasn't 6 teenagers already running for governor?
If you just kind of slyly slide it in.
Yeah, you know. Like, there's always goofy people running for president.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's always a name, something out there that
D's
catches
nuts.
Yeah. You were saying earlier.
People vote for Alice Cooper
Alice
often.
Cooper. So there you go. There's always that name that pops in there.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe this guy was trying that with the dog. Do you think maybe he tried because of the kids? Or do you think he was caught because of the attention from the kids?
According to the article that I found this, he says, basically I was reading some stories about the young teenagers that were entertaining the governor's race. And I thought, I wonder what it takes to be in the race.
Well, there we have it.
I wonder if my dog, Angus, could run. He looked it up, and there is absolutely nothing that states that it has to be a human.
Until after the fact.
Well,
obviously.
Until the Secretary of State is like,
on it.
well, I don't think a dog could fulfill the duties of...
That has to be so scary. That to make that call, like, what if a dog was to win?
This is true. I mean, if you had the option of voting for a person or a dog, I'd vote for a dog all fucking day.
If we had a dog running for governor of Michigan?
Oh, I'd vote for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless of platform. I think if it was a nice dog, especially.
Like a swell
friendly,
breed, you know.
If a friendly dog, it's all like, hey, how's it going? A retriever? Oh, man, that or a lab, that would do work. Unless you were a squirrel, then you're fucked.
Right.
How do you think that the actual people in office currently in the state of Kansas feel about all this news? Like teenagers, somebody tried to sign up a dog because they think they're going to do a better job than they...
Yeah, it's got to be kind of humbling.
I would hope.
Like, whoever the current governor is probably like, oh, shit. You know?
Yeah, they think I'm doing that bad of a
right.
job.
This guy's going to put his dog in the race. What's next?
Oh, I'm going to have to look up if he's actually rerunning or if this is it for him.
Oh.
Trying to move on to bigger, better things, or if he's sticking around.
Who knows, man? They could have a parrot for a senator when that's all said and done.
They might have different rules for Senate.
Wonder if their individual city counties have any kind of rules or anything. We should do more research on just the overall political spectrum in Kansas.
This is true.
Or
check
check and see if there are any other states
that don't have nothing.
that don't have no laws like that.
See who else is scrambling to get something on the books.
Yeah, especially now if what's happening in Kansas is going to catch steam.
I mean, it's definitely picking up some pace.
I wish we had more people in Kansas listening, just so they could
I know.
shoot us an email or something and let us know what it's like on the.
We currently have one listener, and if you happen to know anybody in the state of Kansas, give them some information. Let them know that we want to hear from them.
Yeah,
Or just ask, like, hey, what do you feel about the dog? Do you think, would you vote for a dog? Would you vote for one of the teenagers?
It's so curious to me.
So the current governor is Jeff Coyler, MD. Don't know if he's going to be rerunning. I will check into that.
What if we found out it was his dog, and that was his way of like sneaking back in office for the next 8 years? Just vote for a dog; it'll do better than I did. It's his dog, you know.
Pretty sure it's not his dog.
Year 2, strangely, all the things are the same.
The current governor's like, yeah, fuck it. I want my dog to run. I want my dog's brother and sister to be lieutenant governor and secretary of state.
He's breeding his pet
because he cares that much for the state.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
it's so odd. It strikes me funny.
There's some weird stuff out there.
I think when you were saying that they have a cat for mayor, I think there's a town in Alaska that's popular for that story, that they keep electing the same cat or something.
I remember reading something years ago.
I want to say it's Alaska. Like, there's a little town up there where all the people live in the same apartment building or something. You know, it's just really...
Oh, yeah, where like the whole city is just one big...
There's like one gas station and the convenience store, the same thing, and it's really a tiny deal.
Oh, Stubbs the cat.
Stubbs the cat, there we go.
Who was mayor of Talkeetna, Alaska.
Alaska, all right.
From July 1997 until his death in 2017.
For 20 years, a cat.
Must be doing a good job.
I wonder what the people did when the cat passed away.
Oh, they probably had a big parade and
like, did they have like breeding the DNA of that cat to where the next cat could step into office, or
I don't know.
Let's switch it up to a dog. Maybe
goldfish.
Up in that part, hell, you can get a black bear or something, like a
grizzly,
a moose or a caribou or some shit. You know, well, those people spend 6 months in darkness at a time, so I guess some weird stuff's gonna happen.
Their life is definitely different than the people down here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you ain't lying there. So let's change lanes here.
Ooh, turn on your blinker.
Let's how about we jump into this story out of Brooklyn, New York.
Yes.
It's a story out of Brooklyn, New York that I saw on the internet. It was probably early this week, and a building owner decided to let some graffiti artists spray paint the walls of said buildings. Mm-hmm. The artist did that, and everything was cool. The building owner decides he wants to sell the property. And then, because he's selling the property, from what I remember the article, the company buying the property wants to tear down the building. Correct?
From what the article what I read was in 2013, the owner had erased all the murals so he could sell it.
Oh, he painted over them.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He painted over them. And this is out of Long Island.
Okay. My bad, Brooklyn.
They're right there. So, 21 graffiti artists who worked on the building,
right,
sued him, and a judge from Brooklyn awarded in their favor of $6.7 million.
It was a federal judge, too.
Yep.
So, the man wants to sell the property. Mm-hmm. He covers up the art.
So he could sell it.
So he could sell the property. And the artists collectively sue the property owner and are awarded $6 million.
To split among themselves. 21 of them. That's crazy.
What is that, $300,000 each? It's not important what the math is. What's important is that the settlement was awarded to the artists.
Yes.
And I can't process in my head how this makes sense.
Yeah, right around $320,000.
How would a judge
give that power?
Yeah. Now, the property owner didn't pay the artists to do the work.
No, he just allowed them
He allowed them the ability to do it.
True.
The canvas, if you will.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they had some sort of agreement. Probably not, because...
Yeah, because you have to imagine that they're excited for the opportunity to...
Oh, yeah, have a free space where they're not going to get arrested.
Right.
Yeah.
And somebody's not just going to come over and cover it up and do it again until this guy decides he wants to sell, which...
I mean, it's within his right. I mean,
how far does it go?
I think at that point it becomes opinion, especially for the judge.
This is going to set precedents, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, now do you think it's because the community appreciated the art so much that
I mean,
they
from the
had a
images they
case?
had, it didn't look bad. It wasn't offensive or anything. I don't know.
Man,
It looked more of an industrial area.
which would make sense.
Yeah.
Why it would be okay for...
It's not like, the homeowners association ain't going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, folks. It's the wrong color of plum.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff pisses me off, man. I could never live in a place like that.
No,
I
it's
could never do it. I wouldn't be able to play ball.
Mm-mm.
I know we've had some relatives that have lived in areas like that
Mhm.
where they couldn't keep a boat in their driveway or
Okay.
a
Or they can only
camper.
have one car in their driveway.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's weird. Or they have to repaint their house every 2 years, and if they don't, then it's a fine, and they still have to... I don't get it.
I don't understand why people would want to sign up to live like that.
I mean, it keeps the value of the homes in the area up, but
True.
that's...
Only to those interested in wanting to
And
live that
live
kind
there,
of
yeah.
lifestyle, yeah.
I don't know.
It's odd to me.
It's kind of weird to me where you give up your freedom of like, this is my house. Let's paint it fucking orange.
Yeah, whatever I want.
Yeah.
I just do what I want.
Make it yours.
This is different. It's a building.
This is true. This
But-
is just in a building.
Still, just to be awarded that kind of money,
Mm-hmm.
even if it is $300,000 a piece,
Yeah.
like what'd they pay? $35 in spray paint for probably
true.
spend a couple hours out there on a Saturday.
That's nuts. It kind of makes you want to look up other like weird lawsuits. Just the random shit people are awarded money for.
Yeah, that's one thing weird about our country is that all the different states can have different laws,
Mm.
and if you dig deep enough, even the old laws that are still on the books that nobody
like you
knows.
can't tie an alligator to a fire hydrant in Detroit. I believe is
That-
still a law. I think it's Detroit has that one. There's some crazy ones. Like, now I'm gonna want to bring some up.
Anybody listening, if you live in all these, obviously we're in Michigan, hit us up somehow. Get in contact with us and give us some of your crazy laws in your towns or counties or the state if you know some. And I know we got a bunch of listeners out in California. I'm sure you guys got some wild laws up and down that state. So it should make for some interesting. We'll talk about them. We'll bring them up, do a little research, and give our opinions and what have you. Be interesting to find out some things from across the country. I haven't traveled too much. I know you've traveled quite a bit, so you've seen places.
So in North Carolina, bingo games cannot last more than 5 hours.
That's a state law?
That is a state law.
No shit.
Let's see, in Quitman, Georgia, chickens are not allowed to cross the road.
That's like voting a cat mayor.
In Arizona, if you cut down a cactus, you could be sentenced to 25 years in prison, which is very true. I lived in Arizona for a minute, and they are on most of every species of cacti there is on the endangered species list.
Really?
Yes, they were put there at request of the Native American tribes.
For the peyote?
No, they believe, some tribes believe that the spirits of their deceased family members, ancestors, reincarnate into the cacti.
Wow.
Yeah. So, because I was talking to my buddy when I first moved out there, we were driving, and I was like, I just kind of want to get like a samurai sword or something and just go to town on one of those. He's like, you'd go to jail for a long ass time.
No shit.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's crazy.
Paulding, Ohio. Policemen are allowed to bite a dog if they think it will calm the dog down. I don't know what situation.
What kind of training would you have to have?
Cop's like, all right, everyone be cool. I got this.
I'm just going to bite him back, y'all.
In
Wow.
Texas, it's illegal to sell your eyeballs.
That makes a little sense to me.
It's kind of weird. I mean,
don't
I want to know the backstory on that one.
Right. Who was the guy that tried to sell his eyeballs and like, all right, wait a minute, we got to put a stop to this shit. Come on.
Oh, this is a fun one out of Rhode Island. You may not sell toothpaste and a toothbrush to the same customer on a Sunday.
Wow. That's in Rhode Island?
Rhode Island.
All right, come on, listeners. I know you guys got some weird laws.
You may know some better ones.
Yeah, give us some rules that you guys have to put up with in your areas. Let us know what you're going through. I'm trying to think of something we have around here that's really weird. I can't think of nothing off the top of my head.
Not off the top of my head.
I'm
no.
sure Detroit has a list of odd things
Obscure.
going on that we could dig into there for sure, and we will.
Oh, we will, and you will find out about it too.
Yeah, we'll touch base with you again here in a couple episodes, somewhere in between 15 and maybe 20 is our pizza stories
Ooh,
shindig. If we can get that set up, I'm working on it.
I like it. I'm
Possibly.
very excited about this. Both 15 and potentially episode 20.
Yep, we do have a guest lined up for next week, hopefully, so that'll be cool. We'll have another person in here to talk some bullshit for episode 14.
I enjoy it. It's very nice to have Chris as a guest.
Yeah.
Last episode.
Yeah.
Wanna thank him properly.
Chris will be back. He had fun.
It's a good time here.
Yeah, we can jump down some holes. That's what we do. We get down them rabbit holes, man. We start talking. Obviously, you guys are still listening, so you know what our game is.
It's true.
We like to take the mind a little sideways sometimes.
Sometimes you're talking about something like, can they really sue them? I mean, they're just graffiti. And then you see other stuff, like this lady in California who's suing the state of California because they won't recognize Bigfoot.
They won't recognize Bigfoot.
Yeah. So, because California won't acknowledge the existence of Bigfoot, this lady is attempting to sue. So let's see.
Now, this is a ballsy lawsuit.
That's
We don't have one recorded evidence of any like Bigfoot carcass anywhere, right? Nobody's ever found a dead one.
nothing legit.
So the phantom story of Bigfoot, it could be the same creature for all these years.
It's true, but I mean, the stories of Bigfoot are around the world, like Nepal, China.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
It's not just the U.S.
No,
they
it's
call
not.
them different things, but it's the same description.
Right.
So last March, Claudia Ackley of Crestline, California, was hiking with her 2 daughters. She claims that a Sasquatch came into view. He looked like a Neanderthal man with hair all over him. I don't know why I did the accent, but I did.
Yeah.
He had a solid black eyes. He had no expression on his face at all. He did not show his teeth. He just stared at us. So
She tells people.
she tells people, I mean, she had her 2 daughters with her. So, I'm sorry. She's filed a lawsuit against the state to force it to recognize the existence of the Sasquatch. The lawsuit alleges that the state's actions have damaged her reputation and endangered the public.
So she sees a Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
She tells the proper authorities.
Yeah, reports it.
They blow her off just like everybody else
I
that
mean-
sees Sasquatch.
If I ran in a room like I just seen a Sasquatch, and people are like, "How drunk are you?"
Right. What are you on?
Yeah.
Okay. So now they don't recognize that she saw a Sasquatch and wants it to be official.
Yes.
And so she's suing the state.
To force them into recognizing the existence of the Sasquatch or Bigfoot.
She's not suing for money.
No,
It's just acknowledgement.
just pretty much them
Just
to
sign
go.
the paper, Judge.
Yes,
Like,
to
just-
officially be recorded in California law that Sasquatch.
Just give her this
Bigfoot
win.
Yetis.
Put her mind at ease.
Yeah, but then what precedence does that set?
Nobody ever sees him anymore. Who cares?
No, there's still
Eh.
sightings.
We have drones, dude. If there was a
It's
Sasquatch in this dimension,
Mhm.
in this reality,
Yeah.
I would have to believe somebody would have caught some overhead view of it by now with a drone.
Well, there's a lot of rules against where you can fly those drones now.
So the Sasquatch knows where to live.
Maybe they're being protected.
So somebody knows that he's real.
What
And they're
if?
keeping wraps on him. Oh, absolutely. I'm down with the what ifs. Trust
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I'm here.
We're all about
I
those what
believe that Sasquatch is actually an interdimensional creature myself, but,
Oh,
you know, we'll see how that works itself
got a little
out.
portal gun like Rick and Morty. And just boom.
Well, I don't know, man. You never see him. Obviously, nobody ever sees him. We get these grainy videos or
Yeah.
stories. I worked with a dude one time who told me he heard something growling in the woods across the lake from his up north house.
Okay.
This was like up near the tip of northern Michigan.
Top of the mitten.
Yeah.
Or are we talking about the UP?
No. The lower peninsula,
Peninsula?
but the
Okay.
very top of it, there's property up there around a lake somewhere. And he swore to me that it wasn't a bear.
Mm.
It wasn't nothing he'd ever heard before. And he'd spent his whole life up there.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm not going to say he didn't
I
hear
didn't
what
call
he
him a
heard.
liar.
No.
Not at all. But
Without
same
the actual
time-
tangible proof here.
they've never found one dead Bigfoot laying anywhere.
How is it? Yeah. You would think.
Somewhere in the world.
I've been walking through the woods before, and I found like a jaw of a deer just chilling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You'll find random stuff.
Bones everywhere
Yeah.
from different things. They
Animals
die. They
It
lay
happens.
there.
Yeah.
No Bigfoot ever.
No Bigfoot. No big feet. How do you pluralize that?
They've pulled dinosaur bones out of the ground
Yes.
that are millions and millions of years old and reconstructed these massive creatures that existed before we were here.
This is true.
But they've never found the body of a Bigfoot in a cave.
What if
anywhere.
they did and they just classified as like a Neanderthal and didn't have like all the bones and such?
Possible.
Possible.
Absolutely. Or what if they found them and they just didn't tell us?
That's,
But just one hiker somewhere, you would think would have stumbled.
especially with the abundance of smartphones,
Smartphones. Yeah, absolutely.
selfie sticks. I mean, there's somebody be like selfie and just like a Sasquatch happens to be in the background.
What's in the background there? What is that? Right.
Yeah.
Where do these pictures go if people are catching them? And if they're not catching them, why aren't they catching them now like they used to? Because
Okay.
there used to be videos popping up,
Yeah.
pictures
More
popping
frequently.
up. Hell, Harry and the Hendersons was
Well-
a classic movie,
This is true. Great movie.
right?
But how many people nowadays actually still go camping and stuff like that with the invention of technologies?
Have you been on Instagram?
Yeah.
Look how many people make a living traveling, posting pictures on Instagram all
I
over
would
the
love that life.
Hell yeah. That would
What-
be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't, nobody's ever.
There's still not clear evidence.
So let's say Bigfoot's real, but
Okay.
he's not living here all the time. He pops in and out. Maybe Bigfoot's an alien. Right?
Ooh-wee.
Maybe there you go. Maybe Chewbacca was our, like, the clue. Like, guess what? This is going to be the connection between.
That's how they ease us into it.
Yeah, yeah. What if
Harry
that's
and the
it?
Hendersons, Chewie.
Neither one of them could talk.
That's true. It's like maybe Flight of the Navigator was their way of saying, hey, aliens exist.
I like it.
Yeah.
We should follow up on some more alien talk. That's interesting to me, too. I like that.
Some definitely
Sometime in the future.
quality topics.
We'll get to it when something crosses our path here that's worth talking about.
That's true. Now, if they start suing any state to acknowledge aliens, extraterrestrials, we will discuss it.
We should sue Michigan.
Oh.
Cornerhouse Chronicles.
If we can get a free lawyer, I don't want to.
Yeah, right. I ain't paying for lawyers.
Some pro bono work here.
Anybody listening? That is cool, though. We could talk about that in the future. Definitely, man.
Have to look into that.
I've always been fascinated with the story of Bigfoot.
Me
Mostly
too.
because of Harry and the Hendersons.
I would agree.
I love that movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Mainly because of John Lithgow. He was a good actor. But Harry, I mean, the idea of Bigfoot being friendly,
Yeah.
you know, getting along with kids.
Part of the family.
Yeah, playing with the dog and stuff.
He may stink, but it's all right.
I'm sure they bathed them once or twice, you know, hosed them out.
What does Bigfoot eat?
Maybe he eats other Bigfoots.
A cannibalistic species.
Yeah, like maybe like Bigfoot is a vampire
Ooh.
who lives on
So
other
we're just
Bigfoots.
Jumping onto this pile right now. So, Bigfoot is interdimensional.
No. It would be one or the other. I wouldn't.
Oh,
I wouldn't
okay.
combine the two if I was writing a story.
Well, there's
or
more
something.
than it's interdimensional, an alien, and now possibly a cannibalistic vampire.
This is all trademarked, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you can't steal this. Don't even think about it.
I've already got pen to paper. I'm scripting it out.
Patent pending.
What if Harry and the Hendersons was just violent?
Oh, the rated R version of Harry and the
Yeah,
Hendersons.
yeah. What if
Where
they
he breaks
turned
into
it?
the house, just starts running amok.
That would be sweet.
He's unconscious, wakes up in the basement.
Just takes out a whole town except the
Oh,
cat
yeah.
mare.
It'd be like Rambo, just with the Sasquatch. Again,
Sweet.
if you see this movie in 5 years,
You're welcome. Right.
oh man,
Did you read the story about the skier that went missing? in upstate New York.
Indeed.
What if he went missing because of Bigfoot?
What if he was chasing a Bigfoot on his skis, trying to get the picture?
Or he fell.
Boom, interdimensional.
Bigfoot
pops out.
scoops him up.
Hey.
Okay, so what we're talking about, there's a story out
we
of...
should probably go back to
right. There's a story out of upstate New York about a group of guys, I believe they were all dudes.
Yeah.
They're from Toronto, and they're skiing on a little weekend trip or what have you.
in northern New York.
Yeah, the one guy goes out by himself and disappears.
Yeah, he told his friends that he'd be back. He's
Yeah.
going to do one more run.
He doesn't have any of his belongings on him.
No.
He's just in his ski gear, and he goes out on the mountain for one more run.
And then,
He's gone.
poof,
He disappears. They can't find him.
they start freaking out.
Search parties, I think it said
Oh, yeah, they got a big search party
70
going.
hours total or
Yep.
something that they searched for him for days. They couldn't find this dude.
They're real worried.
Yeah. And then he popped up in Southern California.
No, Sacramento.
Sacramento, California, not Southern. I'm sorry. Sacramento, California.
Still in his ski gear.
Yep.
Helmet, goggles,
Everything. With no clue on how he got there.
or what happened in between. And he remembers at one point, he walked into a store and bought like a prepaid phone. And then he called the cops. Because he's like, I don't know where I am. I don't know how I got here. I need help.
This is insane.
That's crazy.
So what if this dude found a Bigfoot
Uh-huh.
and they Rick and Morty'd into a new dimension and then get spit back out in Sacramento, California, and
Because
Bigfoot's like,
the
all right, I
Bigfoot
gotta
needed
go.
help to capture another Bigfoot because he was hungry.
Maybe. Who knows? But
This is true. We don't know. He doesn't know. I would lay money on the fact that while skiing, he may have fell and bumped his head.
this dude's a firefighter.
Oh, he's a firefighter?
So it's not like he's some Joe Schmo,
You know.
high on acid up in the hills or something. This guy, he might have been. I ain't going to say that.
We don't want to assume.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. But he's a firefighter, so you got to
Yeah.
imagine he got somewhat of a level head.
Probably in good shape in that, too. So
His nickname is Danny, and that's just because I can't pronounce his real name. But he's 49 years old, and he disappeared on February 7th. They searched for him for 6 days, including helicopters, canines, and up to 140 people a day.
Wow.
Excuse me. Tuesday, he was found at a Sacramento, California airport in good health.
In the
Still
airport?
wearing his ski clothes, helmet, and goggles. He bought an iPhone,
Oh, was it an iPhone?
called his wife, who told him to call 911. He seemed confused and was unable to give direct answers. He couldn't tell authorities exactly how he arrived in Sacramento, where he also got a haircut, but did say he rode in a big rig style truck and slept a lot.
Huh.
So this guy remembers being in a truck. That's it. What if he fell skiing and Bigfoot picked him up and dropped him on the side of the road, and a trucker found him in upstate New York and
Bring
just
him back to
decided
his people.
keep him all
Hey,
the
buddy,
way
I need
across
to-
the country.
Pulling an all-nighter. I need some conversation going.
Right. You just sleep, and
Yeah.
I'll talk to you because I need the company. The article didn't say. That was a USA Today article that I just read.
Okay.
Just skimmed through, and it didn't say anything about an interview with the trucker. So obviously,
No one stepped forward.
nobody's come forward to say I was said truck driver and he was in my car, truck, whatever. This guy doesn't know how he got across the country.
So I read in the article that he had $1,000 cash and a credit card. He didn't have a passport, but they found him in an airport, so odds are he probably didn't fly if he's from Canada.
Yeah.
He wouldn't get through the checkpoints without all the...
Yeah, unless it was a small private jet on a small private airport,
True.
But the odds
I
of
don't...
that.
Yeah.
And then you would have a pilot would come forward, right?
There would be logs. Yeah.
Somebody
It'd
flew.
be documented that, oh, yeah.
So we can
Danny
rule
here
that
flew-
out,
yeah.
right? So this
So-
guy disappears for 6 days.
It's on some sort of big rig truck. Could have been a bus. He doesn't know. He was...
Could have been a bus or
Mm-hmm.
a UFO.
Ooh.
Maybe a UFO sounds like a big rig when it's flying across the country.
I've never been on one. I
Me
couldn't tell
neither.
you.
Be exciting though.
Oh, wouldn't it? If it was like Flight of the Navigator, I'd enjoy it.
I think I'd enjoy it anyways,
Yeah.
but neither here nor there. For another show. We're back to Bigfoot here because I think Bigfoot found this dude and somehow took him to Sacramento. I don't know.
Well, I enjoyed your theory of a Bigfoot found him, carried him to the road because he knew, like, oh, yeah, I've seen your kind before. I'll take you where they are.
Right, where the headlights are.
Because I want you out of my area. And plop you down. Somebody picked him up. Was like, hey, where are we going? He's like, Sacramento. All in a daze.
In a
I seen a
Canadian
Bigfoot.
accent.
Yeah. It's like,
I'll
all
go
right.
to Sacramento, eh?
Man, that has to be weird for him, though. Hopefully, like, some of that comes back. Like, memories, and he figures out what happened. Because how would you feel that if, like, next week you just popped up in, like, Saskatchewan and you're like, okay, I have questions.
Yeah, how'd I get here, dude? Where am I?
You call your wife and you're like, so you miss me?
Yeah. My question to the dude, the firefighter, Danny, why call your wife first?
Mm-hmm.
Why not call 911 first?
Well, it depends on his state of mind at the time. That might have been like, I need to call my wife. She's probably worried. Not like, I'm injured. I need help. I mean, he's a firefighter. He would know.
Okay, in order for him to dial his, if he bought a new
But
phone,
he has to program in.
he has to remember the number, okay? In order to dial that number, but not ask yourself, why am I in all this hot, sweaty ski gear? Because it's Sacramento and it's probably 95 degrees outside.
That's a valid point.
You know, like I would just
Yeah.
be like, okay, listen, I got to get to
Or
the
at least
bottom
the
of
mid-80s.
this. If you're in an airport, I wouldn't even worry about calling somebody. I would have walked up to somebody.
Someone be
Where
like-
am I? What year is it? What day is it? I don't remember how I got here, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. There's more to this story that I want to know.
This was just, what is it, a week ago?
Yeah.
The 7th, he went missing.
Mhm.
So,
It was, what, the 17th today?
yeah, we're still getting, we'll get developments, hopefully, in that
Oh, yeah.
story.
Speaking of developments, didn't know if we want to jump off this one just yet or not, but I
Changing
did.
lanes, man.
Hey.
No blinkers here.
Good luck, everybody else. I did want to bring up that scouring the internet, we have not found any update about Mad Mike Hughes. I just wanted to keep you in the loop on that one.
I said this earlier. We have a bunch of listeners in California.
We do.
Somebody's got to know something about this guy out there.
You guys got to hear more about this than we do. You're right there. But
Where is he?
what is he doing?
What are you doing, Mad Mike?
Is he just doing this for, like, publicity?
At this point, I don't know. I don't remember the pictures if we saw the engine to his steam-powered rocket or not.
Well, they showed the rocket on a little, like, ramp thing, but they didn't really go, like, too intricate on the steam-powered fucking...
I got
propulsion.
no updates on any internet.
Mm-mm.
Nothing past January. It's like he disappeared.
Interdimensional.
What if he left?
What if he lit that candle, popped up, hit some sort of Bermuda Triangle type effect?
What if? Now hear me out.
Stick with us here.
What if Mad Mike Hughes was about to get into his steam-powered rocket and launch up into space, and Bigfoot came running out of the woods of Northern California and knocked his ass out?
It's just like,
Right? Wait. Then he takes him through the dimensions to northern New York
oh, and picks up Danny?
and picks up Danny and brings Danny back to California. These movies write themselves, folks.
The Sasquatch coming out. Mike, it's your kids.
It's like Rick and Morty, but it's Mike and Chewie. There we go.
Mike, Chewie, and Danny.
That was one rabbit hole. You're never
Yeah,
going to get
there's-
that 15 minutes back.
We're throwing too many Sasquatch in our stories here, but it's entertaining to us, so we're going.
Like I said, I've always been fascinated with Sasquatch, man.
This is true.
There's never been an explanation outside of Harry and the Hendersons. So that
And
was
that,
all I had to go on.
5-second film from, like, was it the 50s or 60s? Where the one walking, it's all grainy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which could have been a dude in a costume.
It's true, but it's still, like, the most legitimate.
That's all we've had
Yeah.
in
Step
all
up your game,
those
people.
years.
I mean, there's TV shows dedicated to Sasquatch hunting.
It makes me want to go out
Yeah.
and hunt Sasquatch.
What if you found one?
I'd probably end up in Sacramento. So yeah, we got nothing on Mad Mike Hughes, man. He's vanished apparently. So we'll see what if he turns up.
He's being low key.
He is. He's
Well.
definitely being low key, man.
Kind of sad with that. I want a conclusion.
I want closure
Yeah.
for sure. I want to know.
Feeling let down there, Mike.
Bring it on, man. Prove us all wrong. We'll just sit back here with our Larry's. What are we drinking here?
Oh, we got Larry's latest sour ale. It is a Bells beverage.
Yeah, more Bells Brewery.
I like their products. I don't know. This one, a little too fruity for me.
It's bitter.
Yeah, it's like you're biting straight into a grapefruit. And I've noticed a pattern that with the fruitier beers, it all seems to be grapefruit.
This one tastes like you're drinking a bottle of Squirt.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll read the description for you all. The name Larry's Latest is a nod to the spirit of the innovation and experimentation that Larry started in 1985 and continues within the brewery to this day. Our latest sour recipe has a refreshingly bright, citrusy tartness combined with a pungent tropical aroma.
It's pungent.
Oh, yeah. I like it that they kept that one short and sweet compared to some of the other beers we've had to read the description on.
It's definitely better. I'll tell you, we got some of these grapefruit beers. I'm starting to get used to them, and it scares me.
A little bit. I just want to know why grapefruit. Was it like the lesser of two evils, or
Maybe it's easy to process.
Ooh, probably,
the-
in the brewing.
Fermenting or whatever,
Yeah.
what have you. I don't know. I'm not good at home brews and stuff, so I don't know the process
I doubt
that
a
much.
blueberry beer will sell well anyway.
Reds has one.
Do they?
Blueberry ale.
Ooh.
Yep. The wife had a 6-pack of it months ago.
Did you try it at all? Or
I did not know. That was before we got going into all this sampling different shit. I know what I like, so I buy what I like because I'm not going to waste money.
I don't know if we'll ever get to a blueberry or that aspect. Of a
If we
beer.
dip into like Traverse City wine,
Oh yeah,
we could.
I mean, do we limit ourselves?
No,
just
absolutely
to beer?
not.
Because I knew some of these companies also provide spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, they do wines.
We can dip into whatever we want.
That's true. We're grown adults, folks.
Just depends on how deep the rabbit hole you want to get down, I guess.
Yeah. Wonder what the show would be like if we just drank wine. Would it be more mellow?
It could be.
Yeah. What if we drank a local whiskey, or
Things could get messy.
we'd have to limit to like just a shot?
Yeah, confessions.
Hope you're not a crier, John.
I'm no Jimmy Kimmel, let me tell you. No Jimmy Kimmel. I will not cry like that, but I might shed a tear over like you know what videos get me? He's talking about crying. I'll admit this because I have no problem with it. These videos of these soldiers returning.
Oh, and their
and
kids.
the surprise, the kids, the parents, the
Oh,
spouses.
yeah.
It doesn't matter when they just show up and nobody knows. But you know,
Like the one person walks in the room with a big grin, like, "Hey, what's
oh,
everyone
man,
doing?"
I get them. I'll
Get a little misty there.
yeah, for sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
That, and I like videos of kids getting bullied and then whooping the bully's ass.
Those are so gratifying.
Yeah, I love those videos too. Sometimes I don't really get too much into the World Star fight videos.
World
But,
Star.
Yeah, if it's a bully video and the bully's getting his ass whooped.
I found, again, through rabbit holes, like the near-death videos. And there's one that sticks out to me. I mean, we dabbled on the kids on high-rises recording themselves.
Oh, yeah, those kids are nuts.
We talked about that, but there was one I was watching. This girl was snowboarding and had like a GoPro hooked up to where you could see herself.
Okay.
She's snowboarding down a hill, and it's just her, and she's kind of like singing to herself. She's going pretty fast. And like maybe 5 feet behind her, and I don't know if it's actually legit or not, but a bear comes plowing through, like behind her,
Oh, shit.
and starts chasing her, and she has no idea. But she has builds up a decent lead against it, and eventually it kind of trails off. And
Okay.
I'm curious if it was real or not. Because she's just happy, like, yeah, snowboarding all by myself, nice
Right.
day.
Probably had some headphones in or something.
Yeah.
You know.
And this bear just, blow, just starts going for it.
There's another video about a dude on a mountain bike. where
And
he's
the
got
bear
a-
runs in front of him?
No.
Or it chases him?
Yeah, he's got a GoPro on his helmet, and he keeps turning back, and there's a bear chasing him. But that video looks like it might be CGI'd,
Yeah.
like the bear.
And that's hard to tell too now these days.
Yeah,
Because
some of these videos
you
are
can
good.
do this in your home. It may not look the greatest, but you can make it believable.
Hey, Bigfoot.
Bigfoot. But
I
yeah,
thought-
you don't see more videos of Bigfoot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what's puzzling. When you started talking about the girl snowboarding, I thought you were going to go there. Like she disappeared. It was upstate New York, like, holy shit.
You just see a hairy arm reach out. That's it. That's where it ends.
They found the camera.
Yeah.
That's all.
And the snowboard.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
But yeah, those. And then Russian road rage videos.
Those videos are good too. All road rage
rage, yeah.
videos are classy, but yeah, the Russian ones get pretty good.
There was one Aaron shared with us earlier in the week.
You guys remember him?
Yeah, he was on the show. He's a good guy. But the video, I want to say California, it looked like somewhere in the Southwest, and they're on the highway, traffic's bad, and it's like come to a stop. A guy gets out of his convertible, comes up to this little SUV, and starts yelling at the guy because he's tailgating him or something.
He's on his phone because you can see the guy
Oh, he's on his
motion like to his ear, that you're on your phone or something.
And the guy's yelling, and then a guy in the SUV rolls down his window, sticks his head out and says something. And the convertible guy spits on the car, then goes back and gets in his car. So SUV guy thinks it's going to be wise to pop into the HOV lane and try to whip around him and get in front of him just to fuck with him. And as he whips around, he goes too quick and he rolls his SUV.
Yeah, he hits the wall or something, right?
Yeah.
And he bounces back.
Well, as he turns, he kind of clips the
car?
the convertible, and the tire goes up, and then just blow, falls over.
Idiot.
It's like those little victories.
Yeah.
That had to be great for the guy in the convertible. Just be like, ah ha ha.
Would you have sat there or would you have just pulled away?
That's a good question.
I probably would have sat there.
Just to like revel in the moment or
Yeah,
like worry
yeah.
about that person.
Oh, you want me to help you out now? Because the truck falls on the driver's side window, so the
Yeah,
guy had to climb all the way out. If the window even would go down at that point. Just stand there. Oh, you want my help now? You son of a bitch.
Jump out front, take a selfie. Be like, yay. Little
That
victories.
definitely, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Pop the selfie out and get a picture with the guy in his flipped over truck.
Thumbs up.
Good job, bro.
A number one. Just how gratifying that would be.
Oh, yeah.
You've had moments where you've been in like just driving and there's that one asshole.
Oh, yeah. I've also been the asshole.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Many moons ago, when me and Aaron both had our cars in high school, we would leave the school at the same time, and we would pace each other down the road to where nobody could pass us. Oh, man. Stopping, like yellow lights.
Yeah.
We there was a couple times where the light would turn green and we'd sit until it turned yellow, and then we'd go. So there was only a couple cars that could make it, and they couldn't pass us because they'd be pissed and blowing their horns at us and stuff. But, oh, yeah, man, we done dumb stuff like that.
Oh, that's a dick move.
Yeah, yeah. And especially being as old as I am now, if there were cars full of teenagers in front of me on a 2-lane road and they were doing that, oh, I'd be so pissed. I'd have to talk myself off a ledge, like, calm down, because you used to do dumb shit too, Whew. Yeah.
Oh,
We should have a show dedicated to high school memories too.
high school memories.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Just randomness,
Dumb stuff.
dumb stuff. Because that's when you do it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, yeah.
In high school, I remember super gluing. You remember the movie Empire Records?
Yeah.
When he super glues all the quarters to the carpet in the back. I super glued change to the ground in the hallway in high school across
watch
from
people
my
pick
locker.
it up.
Yeah. But it backfired on me.
Yeah.
The super glue came open in my pocket.
Oh.
And I super glued 2 of my fingers together. And I had to run the water and get the razor blade and cut them apart.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a dangerous game.
It was close. It was really early in the super glue wasn't totally set yet, Oh, man, I remember my teacher was like, why? Why do you have super glue in your pocket? No reason.
Forgot it was in there. I was working on a model airplane.
Yeah. I was being 16.
It's true.
I do have a really funny story if you'd like to hear it.
That's what we do here.
This was high school.
Don't judge me too hard.
Senior year, me and a buddy drove to meet a couple other buddies to enjoy some preschool activities.
Preschool activities or like before school activities?
Oh, yeah, before school. There you go. Before school activities. This happened to be the same day as the test that the military gives.
Oh, yeah. Was it ASVAMP?
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
One of them, whatever.
Yeah.
Not that any of it made any difference to me.
No. You didn't really plan on going into the Coast Guard or Navy or anything?
No, not at all. So we get to school, and this was the test where you go in the cafeteria for a couple hours.
Oh, yeah,
you know.
there.
But being seniors, you get to go home
right
after the test. We're taking this test, and it was one of those paragraph answers where you have to write out, and I was so in the zone that I was hammering out this paragraph, and I'm going, and I look up, and my buddy, we're the only two sitting at the table in the cafeteria full of students, teachers, military people walking around, and he is chewing on his eraser, staring at me. Because we're in opposite ends of our
before school
activities, right?
Yeah.
He's on one end of the deal, and I'm on the other end. I'm zoned in. He's zoned out. He raises his foot underneath the table and slams his heel into my toes.
Oh,
which caused me to jump because
Yeah.
I'm writing, and boom, all kinds of noise and chaos. There's 300 people staring at both of us, and he's laughing his ass off. Like it was the funniest thing in the world. And I'm in panic mode.
It seems pretty amusing.
I am in full panic mode because they're all staring at me because...
Yeah, you just jumped up and yelled in the middle.
Knocked the table, pencils went flying, there's papers on the floor. Oh, my goodness.
It's embarrassing.
Oh, man, that story, I'll never forget it. Well, I would say lucky number 13 turned out pretty good. How about you?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
Me too. Hopefully we talked about some cool stuff for all you guys listening.
Yeah.
We'll see on if you come back for 14 or not, I guess.
Yeah, we will. The numbers will speak for themselves.
Yeah.
We will have an update on the current poll when it closes.
Yep, that'll come.
Episode 14. Have a new poll out by then, too.
A new poll's coming. Hit us up on them stories about your goofy laws.
Oh, yeah, we're
rules
really
and
interested
stuff.
in that.
What else was there? Kansas. Keep up on the...
Angus the dog.
Being
barred from the race.
Yeah, screw that. Shh. I hope as soon as one of them kids win the governorship...
He names Angus.
He names Angus as a part of his cabinet.
Yeah.
Like state dog or something. For sure. Pulling for you, Angus.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Shout out to Bells Brewery once again.
Big thank you. Quality products. May not be the particular lane we like to drive in, but...
A little bitter, but we played along.
Oh, yeah. We gave it a shot.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully in the coming weeks we'll have some pretty good stuff, too.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted on all that. Episode 15, right around the corner.
Ooh.
Stay tuned for that. And until then...
Thank you again, and we hope to have you listen on the next episode.